Good day, dear colleagues, good day, dear students. I welcome you on our Rubberdamology YouTube channel. My name is Alexander and I am general dentist, and we continue our self-training exercises for learning rubber dam application in mouth cavity of your patients. The previous lesson we discussed isolation of a lateral group of tooth, molars, premolars, for performing composite restorations of contact points. We're starting from the and making isolation from tooth 16 to 14. Today we're working with the next model and applying the same type of isolation, the same group, but making isolation in the second quadrant. Let's start. For our work, we take rubber dam plates from company Nickton, medium, floss Edelweiss, puncher from company Sanctuary. I think this is one of the best puncher for making perforations in rubber dam plates. Clamp pillars, very different today, is the Dentech clamp pillars. Ivory from no-name Pakistan company, and also clamp pillars from Sanctuary, also very useful. As we're working with the class 2, we are applying rubber dam or matrix rings, and I hold from this work instrument for applying matrix rings, and the special instrument from Dentsply for applying a ring Paladent Plus. Previous work we made with the wingless clamp W3, and today we're choosing one of clamps, clamp number 7 with wings, and clamp number 13A with like a tiger clamp. First of all, check your interdental contacts when you're starting applying rubber dam isolation in your mouth, in mouth cavity of your patient. It's very important, because if we plan to work with the class 2 interdental contact, very often we have previously made with the poor quality restoration with the cantilever margin, maybe damaged surface of enamel in the tooth contact, and you cannot perform interdental flossing well, and this floss will be damaged. So if you have such anatomical problem, take handpiece, the straight burr, and remove all unnecessary parts from interdental contacts to have enough space to put interdental part of rubber dam between these tools which you decide to make restoration. After, open clamp from sterile individual tag and apply it to the tooth. I made isolation in this model. I isolate from 16. In this model, I isolate from 27. We apply anchor clamp on tooth 27 and check if it stands stable. It stands very, very good, and I think we can perform isolation in this group. Then fix rubber dam plate. Fix rubber dam plate to frame, and in this stage I see very different stupid ideas from different dentists, coaches, teachers in YouTube, on different channels, on different nations, because they made this fixation is very different. One of the great mistake, I think, is fixation rubber dam metal frame in the center of rubber dam plate. Such way, you have very big, not necessary part frame margin of rubber dam at the top side of rubber dam frame. I think this is error because it's have a problem with the nose breathing of your patient. Sometimes assistant hold a rubber dam in her or his hand, and dentists make perforations in such position. This is, I think, very idiotical strategy, and I advise you to put rubber dam plate in such position. Very small space of free rubber dam margin at the top side of rubber dam frame. Equal parts from right and left, and after that one lecture I spent to strategy of marking rubber dam without templates, but today I say you very simple. If you're working with the upper jaw, don't make perforations upper than this line. You need this space surface for cover your upper lip and filter of patient. Don't make perforation lower than this line, because you need enough space of rubber dam to cover lower jaw teeth and lower lip, and make envelope at the end of your isolation application. So, vertical, we have a central line, and when we're working on the only one side, left or right, no matter, one strategy, you can make your perforations at the middle between the center and your left side of metal frame. But I prefer to make perforation slightly center, because it's more comfortable to make isolation in the angle of mouth of patients. So start make perforations. We need to isolate 4 tooths: 27, 26, 25, 24. I choose the hole in puncture with the big diameter for molars. And make perforation in place where I show you at the previous stage. 27, space 5 mm between the edges of perforation. 26, reduce the diameter in our puncture for premolars. 5 mm distance from previous perforation. 25, 24, bingo. And then, if we work with the wingless clamp, like our previous exercise, we can put our rubber dam over the angle, over the clamp arc. But when we're using clamp with the wings, we have very good, very comfortable options for dentists who starting work with the rubber dam to fix clamp. Very useful option to fix clamp in rubber dam perforation with the wings of clamp. Stretch one perforations and put wing of clamp inside, so from the other side you can see only one wing. Then hold perforation with the 2 fingers and put over the other wing of this clamp. Very easy, very simple. From one side, patient side, you have 2 wings of clamp. From the doctor's side, dentist, you have very small 2 wings and arc. That's all. So, release bottom angles of rubber dam frame and connect angle with the corner of rubber dam plate. Then connect clamp pillars or clamp forceps, no matter, and fix it with the stopper in your hand, so you can relax your hand. And four parts will connected between each other: metal frame, rubber dam plate, clamp, and clamp forceps. Connect the angle of frame and corner of rubber dam plate. Put it in mouth of your patients. Slightly press on forceps and put the clamp over the tooth. I repeat this in the macro camera. Put in mouth, press on your forceps and relax. Remove your instrument. Very good. Then fix your rubber dam on your frame and we can start to work. Very useful tip for doctors, for young doctors, for clinicians. I don't like to make this work from releasing rubber dam from wings with the fingers. It's not comfortable for patients. So you can use the probe, very simple instrument, and put it on wing of clamps and start to move, and put it under the rubber dam margin of perforation and release it from wing. Repeat it from the other side. Don't be afraid to damage your rubber dam, but if you forgot to make this, in this side, saliva and water don't move from your working area to mouth of patient. If you forgot, your patient will receive water in her mouth. Release rubber dam from wing and you're ready. Sometimes you can see such situation. I have very rigid rubber gingiva on my model, but in your real life, sometimes you did not see or receive this problem. If you have some free gingival margin around tooth, slightly press and move your clamp to put rubber dam under the corner of your clamp. That's all. The next, if you have good contacts between your teeth, use your floss to put rubber dam between the teeth. If you remove unnecessary part, you can move your fingers to put rubber dam over the tooth and then help yourself with the floss. The next tooth, Sometimes I see very sciencely tips for using rubber dam made apply lubricant to help your put tooth outside from rubber dam, but in most of patients we have salva, so it's enough to like lubricant to help make slightly movements of rubber dam perforations. Of course, you need to make floss ligatures around tooth. Be ready to make ligatures to fix rubber dam around the neck of this working tooth. When you're working with only one second class restoration, when you're making only one contact point or mesial or distal surface of tooth, I like to put two ligatures for working tooth and adjustment tooth. So I made the second ligature for this case. Working and making ligatures. Connect two ends of floss, made a loop with your fingers, very simple, and then made second loop. You're ready. One ligature. Repeat, or maybe your assistant can make ligatures for you. Connect two end of floss, made loop, and repeat this stage and make the second loop around the first loop. It's ready. We have ligatures of different size, small and big. How can we utilize and fix these ligatures on this model? If you have short ligature, I decide to put it over tooth 24. Hold it with the probe and fix it. Very often in mouse I use the pillar to hold the knot of dental ligature, floss ligature. And fix it around tooth. Very good. If you have long ligature, it's easier. Also, fix it. Oh, I have a mistake, sorry. I replace ligature from tooth 25 to 24. Also, if you make some errors, use your probe to remove it. So, short ligature for tooth 24 and long ligature to tooth 25. We have different in fixation. Hold it with the probe. If it did not move, use your pillar to connect knot closer to tooth. Then hold it from palatal side and slightly tense. Or pull it very carefully. Good. Our knot is ready. The first dental floss ligature is made. Repeat it with the long ligature. With the tooth 25 it's easier. Very good. We have good inversion of Rubberdam around this selected tooth. And what I made with the short ligature. And this is, I think, very useful strategy in your clinical work. If I have very short ligature, I did not have enough floss to put it over this screw. So what to do? Release this angle, slightly pull, and then put it around this part angle of frame. Fix it. It's ready. When you have good size of ligature, put it over, slightly tense, made a loop around the screw. I put it from the inner part to outer part, and then put over the retainer and fix it. It's very easy. Two types of ligatures: short fixation, long fixation. Very useful. And we have no difference at the end of our exercise. We made an envelope around our working isolated tooth to very comfortable work for patient, easy work for your assistant. Make envelope, and if you made a proper position of Rubberdam plate on your metal frame, it's very easy to make very simple, very useful and very comfortable envelope around your metal frame. That's all. We release wedges from our previous setup and release matrices and put it between the tooth number 25, 26 very easy. You can put it between selected tooth. Maybe if you want to work with the both side, mesial and distal of selected tooth, put the second matrix. If your matrix is damaged, replace. And put new matrix. Very good. And then we must decide which type of matrix ring to use. We can use one of my favorite ligatures. Very comfortable, but when we have big space in the distal area, we have option to rotate ring distally and place it distal. It's very good, very useful. That's very good. If you have the second ring in your clinical options, put the second ring mesially. Sometimes you have different size of rings and maybe you have not enough space distal. So swap these two rings and put small ring distal and the other ring mesial. Very good. Such options of fixations have also with the simple clamp forceps. It can work with any kind of matrix rings. What's more comfortable to work with a special ring, with a special forceps for anatomical matrix rings. I put small ring distal, and for example, we have very simple but very useful ring for matrices from company Torvium and special forceps to place ring mesial side, and of course fix wedges between these two. And working with the wing clamps, different distal position of anchor clamps, different space for rings, and different options for fixation rings around these tools. I think you have a good variant for your clinical solutions for your patient. And now remove all this isolation and finishing our exercise. Fix it back, take probe and free these knots with floss from the tooth necks. The second floss. Then remove your clamp and remove rubber dam. Check if rubber dam is have no damage, then you have no parts between tooth of patient. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please don't forget to write it in the comments below. Don't forget to make like button of this video and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much. See you soon.